Hey guys, and welcome to Retro Cycle Revival. And today we have my giant CRS 4.0 hybrid bike. This is a 700C hybrid bike. I've had this featured on my channel actually in quite a few videos from the beginning of my channel. It's one of the first bikes that I actually built, and it's been my go-to bike for 3 years now, around approximately 3 years. So why have I stripped it down and taken all the parts off it? Well, I've been on eBay and I've spotted another giant CRS, but from a later date, which is around 2009. I believe that the original giant CRS4 was around 2003, 2004, and this is 2009. So you can see the difference in the quality of welding. If you get closer to the CRS4 here, we can see that you can see the welding on the lugs, and you can see the difference in terms of the quality here. Yes, there is a few scratches on this frame and a few chips that I won't be able to get rid of, but this frame is a large frame, and the reason why I got a larger frame was because I am 5'8", and the recommended size for me in terms of bikes is a medium frame. The problem was that, like the seat post, I had to crank the seat post quite high, and the stack height wasn't high enough for me in terms of the headset. So I think that the larger frame would just help me a bit, and it'd just be a better fit for me. I'm yet to see. I mean, they say it's recommended for people who are 5'11" and above, but I'll see how it goes. If it doesn't work out, the good thing about it is that the carbon fork that comes with this giant CRS Zero fits onto the CRS4 as well. So, um, even if it doesn't work out for me, I can still use the CRS4 and just take the carbon fork off, interchange it with the original steel fork on the carbon CRS4, etc., and sell it if I want to. But the weight difference is huge. I mean, we're looking at almost half a kg, almost taking it off the bike. So yeah, no brainer really. And the clearance on this fork, the carbon fork, is much bigger than the original fork as well. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And that's one of the main reasons as to why I got this frame. Plus, I got a longer fork steerer as well, so that was pretty cool. I've got the fork on, and I'm going to use the corner bars. So I'm going to try it with the corner bars first of all, and the reason is because I've gone to a larger frame now. I noticed that the steerer tube is much longer. We've got extra height on the carbon fork as well. It gives a bit more height for some reason in the archway here. So it takes the bike up a little bit, and then also we have a longer fork steerer tube, so I can get away with this amount of spacers on it. As to whether it will accommodate the corner bars well when I actually do a fit for it is another question. So I'll need to get the wheels on and a seat on there just to give it a little test, just to see how the geometry feels. Obviously, going from a medium to a large frame, there's going to be subtle differences in terms of that. So I've kept I've just done some guessing at the moment, I suppose. I've kept the handlebar clamp quite short. So I believe this is like an 80 or a 90 millimeter in length, which has about a 35-degree rise on it as well. So it gives me a bit of a rise, and it keeps the length in. As I assume on the larger frame, I'm going to have a longer. There is a longer top tube on here, as well. I did find a issue with the headset. So the bottom cup, once I tightened up the preload at the top, I found that the steering was very stiff and it wouldn't even move. And then realized that on the bottom of the fork, so the bottom of the headset, the bottom part of the headset, there was an issue with the bearings. There was no bearings there. Basically, there was a cup that had the bearings. So these are internal bearings. So I had to knock that cup out at the bottom and then swap it with the bearings on my previous bike, the Giant CRS4. So luckily, I did have another set of bearings there to replace. Now, the seller never mentioned this on eBay, but you know, these things I always look out for, and I always try to compensate for, you know, these kind of anomalies, because and this is the reason why I got a bike virtually the same model, and it would have the same frame measurements as my previous bike, so I could just interchange parts from that as well. So here's the cup that I knocked out from this bike and replaced it with the Giant CRS4 bearings instead. Okay, so this is the build so far. I'm still waiting for a chain to arrive from eBay. I ordered a KMC SL chain, which I did have on my previous hybrid, but I used it on my mountain bike. And to use it on my mountain bike, I had to cut it down quite a considerable amount as the chainstay length was much shorter. So I can't reuse that on the CRS0, but most certainly once I get the chain, I'll put the drivetrain on, and that'll be another video basically. But this is the build so far. It feels super lightweight. I lifted it on the stand to put it on the stand there, and it just felt super lightweight. I did it with one hand. It was just mega. The carbon fork has taken so much weight off the whole build, and it does feel super capable. So I can't wait to get all the rest of the components on there. That will be another video. I hope you enjoyed watching this so far, and keep reviving retro bikes, guys. It saves you a lot of money, improves on your mechanical skills, and just helps you make a personal bike for yourself.